I've been following NBA basketball for almost 2 decades, and I honestly can't recall any #1 pick or rookie facing as much hate as the WNBA's 2024 top pick, Caitlin Clark. Take LeBron James, for instance.
Thank you, Ian. Huge win for you all. Monster game from AD, and you got the victory alongside your son. What led to success tonight?
I think it was our attention to detail. We had a great game plan, and our attention to detail throughout 48 minutes was at an all-time high, so that resulted in us getting this win.
He didn't face real hate until the decision. Kevin Durant faced criticism only after joining Golden State, while Ben Simmons wasn't heavily scrutinized until he began sitting out multiple seasons.
Your reasons why you're single.
That what?
This is no. I swear, Katie. I swear to you. I swear to you. No, I swear to you.
I really wrote that down.
Oh, this is you didn't write this.
You were trolling, bro. I didn't. That was a fake account,
bro.
I am way too player to write some shit down like that.
Heck, even Dylan Brooks didn't earn the widespread hate he has now until he embraced being the league's biggest villain. Do you notice a pattern? There was always a reason behind the hate. Something they did that sparked the backlash, and that's fair. People are free to make their choices, but those choices come with consequences. However, Caitlin Clark stands apart. She isn't just the brightest star in the WNBA. She's arguably basketball's most promising rising star. Yet she's facing criticism for absolutely no reason at all. She hasn't trash-talked anyone, didn't take the easy route by joining a stacked team, and certainly isn't faking injuries. Throughout her college career and into her professional debut, she's played at an elite level and conducted herself like a true professional. Yet, for some inexplicable reason, many are treating her as if she's done something wrong. Today, we dive deep into the realm of haters and examine how Caitlin Clark has been shutting them down with her incredible performances. Dominating Diana Taurasi. One of Caitlin's most vocal critics has been WNBA legend Diana Taurasi.
And against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time. Not saying that it's not going to translate, because when you're great.
Early on, Taurasi expressed doubts about Clark's ability to transition from college to the professional level, stating that Caitlin had it easy against younger players and would soon face a harsh reality in the WNBA. There are levels to this thing, Taurasi remarked, warning that Clark would struggle against seasoned professionals who had been playing at a high level for years. Taurasi's comments reached a peak during the 2024 WNBA draft when she declared that if she had the #1 pick, she would choose Paige Bueckers over Caitlin Clark. Absolutely, she said when asked about her choice, further emphasizing her belief that Bueckers was the superior player due to her passing ability. This critique was particularly stinging given that Caitlin led the NCAA in assists for 3 consecutive years with an average of 8.2 assists per game, almost double Bueckers' average. Despite Taurasi's disparaging remarks, Caitlin responded with her performance on the court. In their first matchup during the WNBA season, Caitlin dominated Taurasi's Phoenix Mercury with a double-double, 15 points and 12 assists. This performance left no doubt about who owned the court that day. In their second encounter, with Taurasi sidelined due to injury, Caitlin again showcased her skills by posting another double-double, 20 points and 13 assists, leading her team to a decisive victory. The third and final matchup was perhaps the most telling. Caitlin scored 29 points and dished out 10 assists, completing a 3-game sweep over Taurasi's team. While Taurasi warned Caitlin about facing fully grown women in the league, it turned out that Caitlin made both her and those seasoned players look like mere amateurs. These performances not only silenced Taurasi, but also highlighted Caitlin's ability to rise above criticism and perform under pressure. A historic debut. Caitlin Clark's debut season in the WNBA has been historic in many ways. She became one of only a handful of rookies to record multiple double-doubles within their first few games. This early success set the tone for what would become an extraordinary rookie season, as she quickly established herself as a key player in the league, shutting down Lexi Brown. Another notable critic was Lexi Brown, who made headlines during an episode of Gil's Arena by claiming that all Caitlin could do was shoot three-pointers. Brown dismissed Caitlin's versatility by asking rhetorically, "What is her style? Just threes?" This comment reflected a lack of understanding of Clark's complete game. Fast forward to September, it became evident that Lexi's comments were pure hate. First off, she had to know Caitlin led the NCAA in assists for 3 straight years, and now she was leading the WNBA in assists too. Averaging over 8 assists per game speaks volumes about her versatility on the court. In their 2 matchups that season, Caitlin completely outclassed Lexi, scoring 41 points compared to Lexi's mere 8 points in one game, while also dominating in assists, 14-4, and rebounds, 15-9. The statistics told a story of dominance that Lexi simply couldn't comprehend when she dismissed Caitlin as not special. Caitlin's ability to not only score but also facilitate for her teammates proved Brown wrong in spectacular fashion. This performance served as a reminder that Clark was not just a shooter. She was a complete player capable of impacting every facet of the game. Social media backlash. Following Lexi Brown's comments about Caitlin Clark, social media erupted with backlash against Brown for underestimating Clark's abilities. Fans flooded platforms like Twitter and Instagram with statistics showcasing Clark's achievements compared to Brown's claims.
Caitlin Clark, the top pick in the recent WNBA draft, is on the brink of signing a game-changing endorsement deal with Nike, valued at a staggering $28 million.
Further amplifying Caitlin's narrative as an emerging superstar, overcoming Team USA snub. In addition to facing criticism from players like Taurasi and Brown, Caitlin also experienced disappointment when she was left off Team USA's roster for international play.
Just a little more motivation. You remember that, and hopefully in 4 years, when 4 years comes back around, I can be.
The selection committee claimed it was due to certain criteria, implying she didn't meet their standards despite being ranked as one of the top players in the league. At that time, Caitlin sat second on the MVP ladder behind A'ja Wilson and ahead of Napheesa Collier, both established stars in their own right. By excluding her from Team USA, they essentially suggested that arguably the second best player in the league wasn't good enough for international competition.
She said she doesn't, what did she say? She doesn't have a social, she doesn't look at her social, and I get it. I don't either. And I think it's so important to continue to do what she's doing, and no matter what other people do, then if people are negative, it's because they can't do what you do.
Suddenly, Caitlin responded by continuing to dominate in the WNBA, leading a previously struggling team into playoff contention while consistently proving her worth on every stage she played on. Her performance throughout the season illustrated just how impactful she could be, transforming a bottom-tier team into a playoff contender while leading them to become one of the top teams in the league. Caitlin's dominance on the court made critics look foolish as she continued to rack up impressive stats week after week. Her ability to lead her team despite being overlooked for Team USA only added fuel to her fire as she sought to prove everyone wrong. MVP ladder rankings.
Championship head coach of South Carolina, who's part of the selection process for the women's team that we all know.
Throughout her rookie season, Caitlin consistently ranked among the top players on various MVP ladders released by sports analysts. Her presence on these lists not only validated her skills but also highlighted how quickly she adapted to professional play, a feat not easily accomplished by rookies entering such a competitive environment. Rivalry with Angel Reese. Perhaps one of Caitlin's most notable rivalries has been with Angel Reese.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
A relationship marked by tension and animosity since their days in college basketball. Their contentious relationship began during the 2023 NCAA Championship when they faced off for national glory, a matchup that drew national attention and set the stage for ongoing animosity, from smacking Caitlin on the head during games to celebrating with teammates while ignoring Clark after missed shots during All-Star Weekend, Angel has clearly held a grudge against her. Whether it stems from jealousy or rivalry, Angel's actions have often seemed fueled by something deeper than mere competition. However, revenge came swiftly when Caitlin dominated Angel's Chicago Sky throughout their matchups during their rookie year. In their final meeting, a pivotal game with significant implications for Rookie of the Year honors.
Yeah, it's the new fans are really sensitive these days. You can't say anything. Yeah, it's kind of like when you go from kindergarten to first grade, there's a learning adjustment. When you go from high school to college, there's a learning adjustment. I don't think I said anything that wasn't factually correct.
Caitlin delivered an unforgettable performance with 31 points and 13 assists before sitting out most of the fourth quarter due to a comfortable lead. Meanwhile, Angel struggled throughout that same game with only 5 points at one point, a stark contrast that illustrated just how far apart they were skill-wise on that day. Social media erupted as fans noted Reese's desperate attempts to pad her stats, while Caitlin reveled in victory alongside her teammates. This game solidified Caitlin's status as an undeniable superstar while casting doubt on Reese's abilities and intentions, further proving that those who doubted Clark were sorely mistaken. The narrative surrounding their rivalry shifted dramatically as fans' social media reactions. During this pivotal matchup between Clark and Reese, social media exploded with reactions from fans who criticized Angel.
I feel like I've grown so much, and I'm really proud of myself because I felt like those first 11 games in 20 days were really difficult for myself because I expect so much of myself and I wanted to be so good, not only for my teammates, and we're all trying to figure it out, and everybody expected us to be great, and then you're 1-8 and everybody's frustrated and we're like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do?
For what they perceived as stat padding. Many users took to platforms like Twitter and TikTok to share highlights from the game, along with commentary mocking Reese's efforts compared to Clark's dominance, a clear indication of how public perception had shifted dramatically following this encounter. Cheryl Swoops' disparagement. Adding fuel to this fire was another former WNBA star.
So are you surprised by Caitlin Clark and the Fever's improvement since the Olympic break? 20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
Cheryl Swoops. During an episode of Gil's Arena, Swoops took aim at Clark without holding back, claiming that at age 25, she mistakenly stated Clark's age, Caitlin should be dominating younger players easily because they were kids. Swoops exaggerated claims about Clark taking around 40 shots per game when she actually averaged just over 22 attempts.
I wish, Caitlin Clark had that experience this year because she's our future.
A clear misrepresentation meant to undermine Caitlin's scoring title legitimacy while praising other players from Indiana Fever without even mentioning Clark's contributions. This blatant oversight sparked outrage among fans who recognized how absurd it was for Swoops, a supposed role model, to disregard one of today's brightest talents entirely while focusing solely on others who played alongside her.
Go ahead and look. Everywhere you turn, Indiana Fever's breaking records. All Cheryl Swoops did was validate all the speculation.
As Swoops continued down this path of self-destruction through public feuds with Stephen A. Smith and other former players like Nancy Lieberman, it became increasingly evident that all this negativity directed toward Caitlin only served to damage Swoops' own reputation rather than affect Clark negatively at all. Through it all, Caitlin Clark has epitomized what it means to be an outstanding player in women's basketball today. A true representation of grace under pressure who lets her game speak volumes against all odds stacked against her. The power of silence. One remarkable aspect of Caitlin's approach has been her ability to remain silent amidst criticism while letting her performance do all talking necessary.
National championship head coach of South Carolina, who's part of the selection process for the women's team that we all know did not take Caitlin Clark.
Showcasing why she deserves every bit recognition coming her way. This strategy has resonated deeply within fans who appreciate athletes demonstrating resilience through action rather than words, making them rally behind such players even more fiercely. A legacy built on resilience.
Something's afoot, okay? Happy Black History Month. But Iowa just played Maryland, and there was definitely a disparity in coverage between two main players, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Now,
Caitlin Clark has not only proven herself on the court, but has also shown incredible resilience in facing adversity from critics who have sought to undermine her success. Her ability to rise above negativity speaks volumes about her character and determination. In conclusion, the narrative surrounding Caitlin Clark is not just about basketball. It represents something larger, the fight against prejudice within sports culture itself. By challenging stereotypes surrounding female athletes through sheer talent alone, she paves way forward for generations yet unborn.
Hands it off, Carson banks it in! My goodness, it's wizardry!
So next time you hear someone hating on this incredible player, remember, they're simply missing out on witnessing greatness unfold right before their very eyes. Caitlin Clark is more than just an athlete. She's become an emblematic figure representing perseverance against adversity within sports culture today. Her journey serves as inspiration not only for aspiring basketball players, but also individuals striving toward excellence regardless obstacles faced along the way.